cell phone. I lost my lucky item on the way into town then. This is a most ironic fortune.
The lumber mill is pretty far from here. If that's where she was killed, why would the killer go to all the trouble of carrying her all the way here?
I don't know yet. My profiling instincts tell me one thing is for sure, though. The unsub's personality is totally different before and after the crime. The unsub killed her in a brutal, horrifying way, and then displays powerful adoration after she's dead. Something close to love. That could well be the key to all this. I will say this, though, George. Profiling is a risky business. Of course, if the unsub planted those stiletto footprints himself, well then, everything I've just said falls apart. But there's no evidence that he left those stiletto footprints. I'm sure we have Miss Stiletto Heels to thank for those tracks. All I can do is deduce the unsub's feelings in light of the evidence, and carefully figure the unsub's M.O., modus operandi, his way of thinking. It usually unveils something that a normal forensic analysis may overlook. That's my way of profiling. It's not for everyone, but it works for me.
Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Deadly Premonition. Last time, we investigated the crime scene, interviewed the twins, who found Anna's corpse, and York now believes that the crime did not take place in that area, but rather at the old lumber mill, which is right there. It's actually not that far away, but he believes this because he found a chip of old rusted metal that he feels was dropped by the killer as the killer transported Anna's body to the tree. Well, so we're on our way there right now.
When I first went to the forest, this lumber mill was still in full swing.
It closed up right when I first moved here.
Now it's totally abandoned.
I presume so. I've never really been inside, so I don't know for sure, but it sure is run down.
Deserted buildings are perfect for criminal hideouts and activities. I keep telling Harry to have the place torn down.
Probably. The site of Anna's murder.
We don't know that for sure yet, Agent Morgan.
That's
Agent York, you seem very confident about this.
Confidence is a sweet spot between being rude and hopeless. I'm just drawing natural conclusions from the facts that we've seen.
That sounds exactly like
Sense can be pointless in effect sometimes. Bear that in mind.
Oh, I will, Agent York. Thank you for another pearl of wisdom.
Either way, we'll know for sure by simply going to the lumber mill. So keep your pearls of wisdom to yourself, and let's hurry.
Well said, George. Can you step on it, Agent York?
Step on it? We were going at 80 at one point there. I think we're going pretty fast. Oh, maybe not for that. Okay, anyway. So York believes that the lumber mill is the scene of the crime due to the chip of metal that the killer dropped. Now this part right here, this sequence, is a little bit different from previous driving sequences in that we can't actually stop and get out of the car. We are on a straight path to the lumber mill. And sometimes this happens in the game. Sometimes the game wants you to go to a certain location right away, and will pretty much force you to go there. And you can tell that by the dramatic music as well as the gas meter and the car durability meter in the lower right-hand corner. There's nothing there. It's infinite. So we can't actually run out of gas or get into an accident. There's nothing stopping us from getting to that lumber mill. And, we're just about there.
Let's go. Find out if the facts can be trusted.
You're full of confidence, right? Let's get to the lumber mill.
Well, We're here. I mean, it's right there.
I'm going in alone. You two stay here. I can't concentrate on profiling with other people around me.
Now hold on a minute. We're investigating this case together.
Listen, I can't risk the crime scene being compromised by you two.
What are you saying? You're not the only professional law enforcement officer here, Agent Morgan. We know how to secure a crime scene.
I'm sorry. That was rude of me. But this is how I operate. Furthermore...
Yes? Furthermore what?
To me, the outsider FBI agent, every citizen of this town is a suspect. You two could be in on this whole thing for all I know. I have to keep suspects out of the crime scene.
How can you say such a thing? Is he making fun of us? We should have left him behind and come here by ourselves.
You're right. I've never been so insulted.
Sorry, but I'm just doing my job. Did you hear that, Zach? If they're pros, then we should let every first-person shooter gamer out there join the SWAT team. Zach, they're here.
I think we're going to need something a bit more threatening than the dart gun, if there are shadows here, and it looks like there are. Didn't realize that York had such a low opinion of George and Emily. Yep, shadows. That comes to a surprise to no one. That's okay, because we do have the wrench. And of course, this will make short work of everyone. Steel pipe. We don't need that, though. Just get rid of that. Out of there. We also still have the mission knife, right? Yeah, we don't need that. Get that out of there. All that's doing is taking up space. So hopefully we'll find some evidence. Something to perhaps lead us to, oh, hold on. Something to perhaps lead us to the identity of the killer, or who knows, maybe the killer is actually still here. If this is indeed the place where Anna was murdered. Yeah, shooting shadows from afar can take a while. I usually don't recommend that, just because it takes so long. Red logs. We haven't seen these before. I might as well break that while we're here. We'll toolbox this. Now, there wasn't any kind of transition or anything between the normal world and Zombie Town. Yeah, we are in Zombie Town, we can tell because of that clock. Look at it go. But as far as our hunger and our sleep meters go, doing okay. Hunger is a little low, but still it'll be a while before we have to be concerned about that, so we're not going to starve to death here. Yeah, there hasn't been any kind of transition between here and Zombie Town every time we've made the transition. We've just sort of appears. I mean, York was outside in the normal world, and... oh, who's that? Yeah, that's the guy from the beginning in the raincoat who took a swing at us. Let's follow and see if we can catch up.
Just as I thought, Zach. This is where Anna was killed. Too much noise. We're still missing a vital piece of the puzzle.
So, once again, we could not see too much in the profiling, and as you can see, we need 4 keys to clear that up. What's this? New gun. Submachine gun. This is what we've been collecting ammo for when we've been getting those automatic bullets. It's for this.
Zach, it's almost like an altar. Was the murder some kind of ritual?
Well, York did say that it seemed that the murderer had prayed to Anna's corpse after he strung her up. So, could very well be something, something religious, perhaps? Phone ringing, but let's check out what's going on in the rest of this room before we answer that. Oh, fish! Good. Let's take the dirty locker fish. It doesn't really matter to York. Engineering key. We'll just take that with us, and there's some beds here. We could take a nap on them if we wanted to. We don't want to. There is another infinite lollipop spot right here, if we really need those lollipops. And we could shave here, if we wanted to. We don't want to. Okay, so perhaps we should pick up that phone and see who's calling.
Where are you hiding?
So, what we saw there, it seemed that Anna was tied up, but... Wait, hold on a second. Was there someone there on the other side of that window? It looked like there was someone there, so let's get out our machine gun just in case. Shadow. Closer shadow. Yeah, the machine gun works pretty well at this point. I'm not sure if the single shots are any more powerful than the regular gun, but it does shoot a lot of them at once. This gun does have limited ammo. Not like the, unlike the FBI standard issue, which is unlimited, this one you can run out of ammo. I'm not very worried about that, because we do have the wrench. Since the wrench is our primary weapon, if we run out of ammo for this, it doesn't really matter. It's just nice to have. We don't need a bar, because that's pretty weak. Steel pipe? No, we can do without that. The engine room. Perhaps this is what we'll be using our engineering key with. Yes, it is. So as for right now, the wrench and the machine gun are good weapons to rely on. Looks like this place was flooded. I wonder what we should do here. Why yes, we do have a tool. The best tool. That is a lot of water. I mean, just look how far down these stairs go. That was a lot of water. Why is there even that much water in this place? Was she just standing around underwater? This upside down peace sign seems to be a consistent thing. We've seen it now here. We've seen it on that window before. We saw it. Hold on a moment. We saw it in the photo that we found at the crime scene. We found a photo of someone with that mark on their back. So this symbol seems to be something that's popping up quite a bit. Actually, that's a point. When we did that profiling before, a few things became clear. One was that it looked like Anna was there willingly to begin with. It sounded like that because it sounded like she was laughing. But perhaps something went wrong. And it's kind of hard to make out what the images of the profiling, but one of the images is of someone with that big red upside-down peace mark on their back. That was one of the images that got cleared up. Though, like I said, it can be a bit difficult to make it out. So you may want to pay attention for that next time we see it. Golf club. This is a pretty good weapon. It's a two-handed, powerful weapon, but it breaks very easily. Does not have much durability. But it will kill enemies pretty quickly. Sounds like a baby's crying somewhere in here. Who left their baby in the lumber mill? In the otherworld lumber mill. Oh, of course, flush the toilet. Why wouldn't we do that? Well, that's the guy. That's the guy we saw at the beginning of the investigation, who took a swing at us after we crashed our car. Yep, golf club works pretty well, but as you can see, that took off half of its durability, so you can't use it too much. Hold on, were we already here? Yeah, I got turned around. So let's go this way so we can get after that guy in the raincoat. Yeah, this is the door he went through. Yep, that does not last long at all. Yeah, and if a shadow is taking a swing at you, if they have a weapon, just take a couple steps back. That's usually going to be enough to evade it. Up here is a little obstacle. We could climb up it to walk over. Or we could just break it. We could do that. Looks like a barrel in there. What? Hold on. Hold on a moment. Someone from behind. Just take care of him first. Okay, so what was that? There was a barrel in here. Let's just try to get far enough away to clip at it. Okay, that was not far enough away. Fortunately, that doesn't actually do too much damage. And that was for nothing. There's nothing in here. Okay, moving on. Baby crying again. More baby crying. And that is a poor use of ammo. Really, I guess I shouldn't waste ammo that way, but I'm not really concerned about it, like I said. We do get a lot of ammo for it. Sounds like that crying is coming from that locker up ahead. Take out our machine gun just in case. I'm sure nothing will happen once we open the locker to find the baby inside. Of course. A lot of inanimate objects in Greenvale cry like children. Guess it's just a thing here. And you were expecting that, of course. Uh-oh, two shadows coming up close. So that's a little bit of a problem. Yeah, that's the only time when shadows are really a threat, when you have more than one of them up on you all at once. One-on-one, shadows really are no threat, but that can be a problem when you've got more than one. You may notice that even though I'm not using the original handgun at all, I still have it. Oh, hold on a second. Okay. Where are you? No, that's not the shadow that grabbed us. Where is she? Yeah, there she is. So you may notice that, as I said, we still do have the original FBI handgun, even though we're not using it anymore. It doesn't let us get rid of that. We have to keep it in our inventory for the entire game. Unfortunately, just taking up a spot the whole time. I guess that's because they wanted to make sure that... Okay, so drugs in the toilet. Yes, they wanted to make sure that we'll find drugs in the toilet. In a filthy toilet. That's the best place to find them. I guess they wanted to make sure that York would always have a weapon, because if we use up all the first aid kit in the toilet. Great, let's take that. So as I was saying, I'm sure that they wanted to make sure that York would always have a weapon, even if you used up all of the bullets for the other guns or broke your melee weapons. The original FBI handgun will always be there for you to use, because they don't have a bare-handed mode where York uses fists. Doesn't have that. So unfortunately, we can only use... we have to have that... Hold on. Okay, there we go. We have to have that gun in our inventory for the entire game. Even when we get additional infinite weapons, such as the wrench, we still can't get rid of that handgun. And there's no reason to use the handgun. Flush this toilet. There's no reason to use the handgun, especially because we're playing on hard. And what that means is that as the game goes on, the enemies will become tougher, and will take more shots. And here's a flare in the toilet. I'm sure the flare being wet has not damaged it at all. So far, we have not seen the enemies get that much tougher, but as we go on, especially near the end of things, they will be much, much tougher than they were at the beginning. The reason I'm mentioning this is because people tend to have the tendency to use the same weapons throughout the game, specifically the machine gun. People like how the machine gun works since you don't really have to aim it. You can just, spatter fire everywhere. You don't have to be concerned about it. But it's weak. And it's taking out enemies very quickly here, but as we go into the game later on, it'll not be acceptable. It'll just take way too long to kill enemies using the machine gun. So this is not a weapon to use for the entire game. There's a specific point in the game I can think of where that's really going to become clear. If you've already played the game, you probably know what I'm thinking of. But yeah, there's a variety of weapons in this game, and they all have their own uses. So it's not like a one-size-fits-all thing here. The machine gun is good for some things, but not everything. And just because a weapon does not work the same way as the machine gun does not mean it's a bad weapon. It just means you have to actually aim. Okay, what's this here? Well, we gotta get that elevator working, and there's a recess for something. Guess what? It's the gearbox we picked up! Good thing York had the foresight to take that with him, since we actually had no way of knowing that we need this. It should be the recess fits the gear like a glove, because a glove goes on the Never mind. Okay, let's go up to the second floor. Pretty large lumber mill, isn't it? Didn't look this big from the outside. But this has been pretty big so far. Or maybe the regular lumber mill is not this big. Maybe it's just because we're in Crazy Zombie Town that it's so large. Right, see, look how high up this second floor is. Now, something jamming the elevator. Probably be a good idea to try to get rid of that as fast as we can, now that those black spots have shown up. Let's grab it.
Huh?
Well, the elevator's working again, and... okay, shadows. Just deal with these first. Okay, so what did we see in that profiling? What became clear? Well, Not too much more. We saw that there was someone with Anna. Looked like Anna at first wanted to be there, but seemed to change her mind about things as time went on. Oh dear, the elevator's down again. Have to restore power to that elevator to get back down, but right now we're not really concerned with getting back down. We want to investigate the second floor. Curious thing, however, is that we pulled red hair out of that elevator. Anna didn't have red hair. So where did that come from? Let's just use some first aid kits, because I just noticed there that my health was actually getting pretty low. I mean, you just get so many... Oh, lollipop. You just get so many first aid kits. You usually don't really have to worry about it. About, dying because of shadows. At least not at this point in the game. Things do get more difficult as time goes on, though. This is an interesting looking door here. A lot of hands on a tree. Where a doorknob should be, so we don't have a doorknob to put into it. Gotta find that doorknob, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty artsy for a lumber mill, isn't it? Handprints on the walls. Seems to be a hand motif going on in this place. Steel pipe, we don't need that. A little bit of Age and Honor, that's all that's in here. I mean, all of these steel pipes and melee weapons would come in useful if it wasn't for the fact that we got the wrench before. I mean, since we have that, we really don't need any of these other things. And most of these doors we can't go through since they're all vined up. Do see some red glowies at the end of that hallway, though. Let's just take care of everyone first before we go down there. Alright. Now it's a locked door with an oversized padlock, and we know what to do here. Big purple tree with red hands, and we have a time limit. No instructions on what to do, but we have a time limit to do something. Let's head back to that door. It sounded like it locked. Handprint on the door. And yeah, the door's locked. Okay, so according to York, what we're seeing on the door there is a handprint. I don't see any fingers, though. So what does that mean? Well, there are a bunch of hands on this tree. And it looks like the hands are in different poses, and one of the hands is balled up into a fist. Right. So that's what we had to do. Whichever hand appears on the door is random. Could be any of those. So whichever hand matches up to whatever is on the door, that's the one you shoot, and that kills the tree. And by doing that, we get that, which they call a doorknob. Does not look like a doorknob. But I wonder what would have happened if York hadn't done that in time. Well, it's a good thing York did do that in time. Otherwise, that would have happened. Whatever that was. Let's not think about it. Okay, so we have this doorknob, which is this big red hand. And I think we know where that has to go. Did I hear something? Hear another shadow? Yeah, there you are. Yeah, we don't have to kill them. But we might as well, do it just to get the money. Since I needed to recoup the costs of shooting the townspeople. Gotta pay those fines somehow. Alright, let's see if this works. Alright. Let's give that another try.
Huh?
So a bit more information this time. We found a piece of a peeled off fingernail. Now, when we examined Anna, we saw that she had press-on fingernails. And from what we saw in that little profiling bit, it seemed like one of Anna's fingernails had torn off as she was escaping her killer. Looks like we found it. But where'd the guy in the red raincoat go? We still have to find him. Oh, by the way, these barrels... You can't actually explode them by hitting them with melee weapons. Just a fun thing to know.
Huh?
Well, I think we best had get after him. I mean, he is the guy we're looking for. There he is. Oh, running away. At least we know that he's here. I mean, he didn't leave the place. Where did he run off to? We'll catch up with him eventually. He did it again. That's what he did to us before. But, just kind of vanishes after he does that. Well, at least we know now that this is definitely the place where Anna died, and if we assume that the guy in the red raincoat is our killer, then the killer is still here. If we can get... He seems a bit slippery, though, so maybe we can get him, maybe if we can trap him, he won't be able to run away. Still, it might have been better to bring George and Emily in here with us as backup. Then again, if we had done that, what would have even have happened? Would George and Emily have come with us into Zombie Town? Or would we have just gone into the real world lumber mill? We don't yet know how this really works. I mean, hey, we still don't even know if this is all just in York's head. Since no one else has mentioned anything about zombies, or giant dogs that come out at night, no one's mentioned those either. So we haven't yet got confirmation from anyone else if anyone else actually sees these things. Here's another locked door here. At the very least, the killer won't be able to use this place as a place to carry out his murders or his rituals, whichever it may be, since now we know what he's been using it for. Sounded like that door locked behind us. So I guess no choice but to investigate this room. Well, this room has a toolbox, a save point. Looks like there's our suitcase over there. But it's actually dead end, isn't it? There's nowhere else to go. Oh, but at least we turned the power on. So, hopefully that means that the elevator will be working now. Another phone call. Well, I guess we'll have to pick that up. Who sees me? Who's on the other side of that door? Oh, it looks like the guy in the raincoat is pretty serious about getting to us this time. Yeah, he's chopping that door down, so, York advises that we should hide. Alright. Maybe it is better not to have a direct confrontation at this point, since we don't have any backup. Since York told George and Emily not to come in with us. Alright, he's gone. We can get up now. However, if we didn't hold our breath, he would be able to find us.
Zach, this is a waste of time. Let's go.
Well, I don't know if it's a waste of time. I mean, we did encounter the killer. We at least know a little something. A little more than we did before. However, maybe we should get our weapon out. Just in case, you know. Anyway, the guy in the raincoat, he doesn't seem very bright, does he? He knew that we were in that room. He just didn't look under the table. Okay, so now this is something different. Now we run. And that's all we can do is just run. And when he throws his axe, we evade. And all we can do when you run into boxes is push them. This is kind of a strange thing. We can't actually break the boxes or run around them. All we can do is just try to push them out of the way. And if we look at the other screen there, the other window, yeah, here he comes, and he broke that box for us. Thank you, I guess, but all we can really do is just keep running. And evading. This part here does actually, really tire out your thumb by waggling the stick back and forth like that. You can see the motion that you have to make to run on the bottom of the screen there. But just keep doing that as fast as you can to run away. Because, obviously, as we've seen, York is just not, he's not going to be able to take this guy on one-on-one. And he's getting closer. Okay, I missed the evade right there. Since I missed the evade, that means the steam hit us, and he was able to catch up. And obviously, this guy does not care at all that we have a gun. He's just getting in our face regardless. Just standing around, though. I should have hit that door running, so I could have done that a bit faster. Okay, now we keep going. And I evaded that time. So because I successfully evaded, that means I missed the steam, and we're going to be able to get out of here. The vines actually helped us this time. Trapped him behind that door. Which is a good thing, because obviously we were not going to be able to fight him off. Oh, shadows. We don't care about you anymore. Now that we've encountered, him. So let's take the elevator down. And yeah, maybe it would be a good idea to go get George and Emily and bring them back in here. Try to arrest this guy. No black spots on the elevator this time, so we should be able to go straight down to the first floor without having to worry about that. Maybe we should call in the entire police force for this. They surely couldn't be doing anything better than what we've got right here. Oh.
That's all the information we need, Zach. Let's go back and show them what we found. Have you seen any of these things before?
No, not that I know of. But that raincoat is a little odd.
Odd? In a town where it rains so much?
Well, the people here rarely go out in the rain. I moved here during high school, and I never really understood why. Can you shed some light on this, George?
Oh, well, there's an old story, folklore. It's a fairy tale to me. Something about a killer in a raincoat who appears on rainy nights. A vicious killer in a bright red raincoat. Yeah, that was it. Just a foolish piece of superstition. A rubbish story someone made up. Not many people still believe it, but I guess it's a traditional place. Most of the shops still close up when it rains. School's out too. And since there's no reason to go out, not many people ever wear raincoats.
And now the raincoat killer has leapt out from his picture book. Oh, by the way, would you two kindly show me your backs?
Our backs? Is this related to the case?
The person with the upside-down peace mark in that photo we found. He's our killer.
And what makes you so sure about that?
Zach and I saw him kill Anna in the lumber mill. He killed her. Right in there. Oh, one thing. Please don't ask me about Zach. That's a private matter.
Anyway, by showing me your backs, we can clear up most of my concerns about you. Isn't that for the best? You do want to remove yourselves from the suspect list. It will make things a lot easier.
This is insane. Your methods are rude, insulting, and out of the question. And Emily is a female officer. Forcing her to show you her back is harassment. I don't care if you are FBI or not. You are out of line.
George, it's okay. Let's just show him and get it over with.
Emily, are you crazy?
Look, we flash our backs and he'll start trusting us a little more. Right? Agent York?
Are you satisfied now?
Yes, my apologies.
Now you, George.
Yeah, okay. I can't refuse it now, can I? But don't expect to get your way all the time, Agent Morgan.
George!
What are these scars?
Just like your Mr. Zach. Something private. I don't have to tell you about it.
Of course. Just like Zach. We can understand that, right, Zach?
Anyway, this will make things a lot easier from now on. I'm glad to say you're both pretty much off the hook. Thank you for your cooperation.
If anyone is suspicious around here, it's him. He's the most suspicious.
No, I don't think so. But he certainly is the most irritating.
We've studied the crime scene. You know what we have to do next, Zach.
George, can we arrange to have the townfolk gather in one place? There are some things I want to address with the townfolk.
Very well. I'll arrange to have as many as possible gather in the community center tomorrow.
Thank you, George.
And that is the end of the chapter. Another combat zone beaten, and we've come face to face with who we believe to be the killer of Anna, who York is dubbing the Raincoat Killer. And tomorrow we're going to have a meeting with all of the residents of Greenvale. Should be interesting. See you then.